Today's video is all about the drama surrounding Hardware 3. There is a petition going around in Europe right now, and everybody is evidently out of patience. Now, you can either relate to those people and say, yeah, I get it, or you could take the stance as many people on X seem to be doing, and these are the big bulls, I would say, or the, I guess you would call them fanboys. But many of these are my community, and I don't consider myself necessarily, by the way, I'm driving manually. I don't necessarily consider myself a fanboy. I look at it as, and I posted something about this the other day, I look at it as being an optimist and a realist. So I'm probably an 80% optimist. I really believe in Tesla, and I think that they are going to solve this. But the fact is, they've never done this before. And any visionary like Elon Musk has to make these statements to get people to follow him, to get on board, and most importantly, to push innovation. Now, it really sucks that he has to do this kind of outward facing. I think other people like Steve Jobs, they would push the people internally a lot more and not really let that seep over to the public. And what I'm talking about public is Tesla does these events, like they did AI Day, they do their earnings calls, they're doing all these different public facing events, and in those environments Elon makes these outlandish statements about end of the year we'll have this, or end of the year we'll have that. And he said stuff like Hardware 3 has the cars available today, this is back in 2019, have all the hardware necessary to achieve full self-driving.
All cars being produced have all the hardware necessary, compute and otherwise, for full self-driving. I'll say that again. All Tesla cars being produced right now have everything necessary for full self-driving. All you need to do is improve the software.
Now, I've gone back and looked at that and I thought to myself, well, define full self-driving. And the same thing could go with unsupervised. So Elon's saying now with AI 5 that's coming out, we don't know when, but they did a tape out, I think is what they call it, where basically they've finalized the design and it's a big milestone. Well, obviously, if he just says, hey, AI 5's done, it's coming soon, everybody's going to wait for AI 5 before they buy a new Tesla, right? So he followed up very quickly to that and said that AI 4 is all that's necessary for full self-driving or for unsupervised or something to that effect. So, I mean, and you look at the robotaxi vehicles, they're driving around with AI 4. They don't have AI 5 in them. Obviously, the hardware is different on the camera side, but he's saying all this stuff like AI 4 now is sufficient. Well, if we go back in time, he did the same thing.
Well, I'm confident that Hardware 3 or the Full Self-Driving Computer 1 will be able to achieve full self-driving at a safety level much greater than a human, probably, I don't know, at least 200 or 300% better than a human.
I get both sides. Again, I'm 80% optimist, 20% realist, but you have to look at both sides, because the fact of the matter is all these people that have Hardware 3, myself included, have one of the best vehicles on the roads today. Another person comes up and they're going to say, oh wow, your car can drive itself, and then the Hardware 3 owner says, yeah, but it's not AI 4. Stupid Elon, he always overpromises and underdelivers. And this sucks because I haven't gotten a software update since February 2025. And then that other vehicle owner, they're like, wait, your car gets software updates? Not only does it drive itself, but it also gets software updates? So we are speaking from a very spoiled point of view already, and we're already very privileged, but I get it. I totally get the other side. So I'm just kind of talking on behalf of both people. And it bothers me when someone is very one-sided, because if they suddenly become less trustworthy. The other side of it is these people in Europe they're sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, and they don't know when they're going to get it. Now, one could blame Tesla, but a lot of people are blaming the regulators, and that's why it hasn't become a bigger situation. But now that it's approved in the Netherlands it's kind of like a wake-up call. People with hardware 3 are like, what about us? What's the plan? What is the plan? That's what people want to know. And switching back over to the other side, the people that are saying, oh, you guys are complaining, get off your high horses, it's ridiculous, calm down. The reason why they're saying that is because there is a plan in place. If you've been paying attention, this plan has been rolled out multiple times, and it's been communicated clearly in the earnings calls, and not everybody is aware of that. So I'm going to play these clips here, and you're going to say, a lot of you are going to say, oh yeah, I already know about that. But a good portion of you still today are going to be like, oh, I didn't know that.
There is some chance that hardware 3 does not achieve the safety level that allows for unsupervised FSD. There is some chance of that. And if that turns out to be the case, we will upgrade those who have bought hardware 3 FSD for free.
We're going to have to upgrade people's hardware 3 computer for those that have bought full self-driving, and that is the honest answer. And that's going to be painful and difficult, but we'll get it done.
I mean, what we want to do is we want to get unsupervised done on hardware 4 first. Once it's done, then we will go back and look at what we need to do with the hardware 3 cars. Yeah, we've not completely given up on hardware 3, but we do want to solve autonomy first, and then we'll come back with a way to take care of these customers. These customers are very important. They were the early adapters. We will definitely take care of you guys.
Once the V14 release series is fully done, we are planning on working on a V14 Lite version for hardware 3, probably expected in Q2 next year.
As you could hear in those clips, by the second quarter, and that means 2026, people always make jokes, oh, in what year? By the second quarter of 2026, version 14 Lite will be available. The second thing is, if hardware 3 does not provide the safety required for unsupervised, all hardware 3 owners with FSD will be getting a free hardware upgrade. It will be painful and difficult, but it has to be done. So these things are like ingrained in my head, and there's no way that Tesla can take back what Elon said about that. In fact, I'm pretty darn confident that they are already preparing for this. Now, how much are they preparing? I doubt they're going as far as informing the service centers and telling them, hey, here's the plan and stuff like that. But they're already in their minds trying to figure out what would take place for that. I guarantee you there have been meetings about it, but here's the thing. There's hardware and there's software. This is more of a software problem, and Tesla's focusing on that first. So there's a hardware team and there's a software team. The software team feels like in Ashok, the reason why he's been so quiet on this and hasn't injected his opinion and let Elon kind of talk, is that Ashok truly believes that in the future, the compression algorithms, the technologies to be able to run more complex algorithms on older hardware will improve to a point where it will be possible. And we've already seen that happening, and that's what's going to enable version 14 Lite. Some people may not know this, but hardware 3 started out in 2019 when it first came out. It started out with dual redundancy. So there's 2 chips, and they run in parallel, and if one chip fails, the other one takes over. Well, that worked in the early days when they were developing everything, but then when they chose the approach with version 12, I believe it was, with all neural nets and neural nets only, with that approach, suddenly now the what do they call it? The intelligence density, there's a phrase for it, that increased so much that it became impossible to put everything on one chip. So that redundancy factor with hardware 3 is gone now, and not so many people know that. So that's not a good thing, right? So they combined both of them into one so they could have more memory, so they could have more horsepower. And really it comes down to the memory. That's the main issue, and probably the number one reason why it has not been released overseas. And it's, many people in Australia have hardware 3, just as an example. Well, you can use full self-driving in Australia, but just not on hardware 3. So people have a right to be frustrated when they see people in the US using it and then they're not allowed. Why not? If it runs okay and it works, why can't we use it as well? Long story short, I understand both sides, and I am not unhappy with Hardware 3 because, again, I can use it here. It operates in my car, and it actually operates really well, and I show that again and again in my videos. So I personally am not like really disappointed, or, you know, I'm not, as people on X say, I'm not whining. They say, quit your whining. I'm not whining. I cringe every time I hear someone say, quit whining. I'm not whining. I just want to make that clear. I love Hardware 3. I don't have any issues with it. It operates great. Of course, AI4 is better, but I'm not saying Tesla should focus on Hardware 3. That's just dumb to focus on old technology. Moves on, okay? That's a hard reality for a lot of people to come to grips with. But at the same time, it's not, a car is expensive. It's not like, oh, I'll just replace my cell phone, or I'll just replace my whatever it is, even my computer. Those aren't cheap, by the way, but it's easier to replace that than it is to replace a car, especially when your car drives fine. I mean, I don't have any mechanical issues. My car's not breaking down. Why should I go out and replace it just to get a new Hardware 4? Really? My thought process on this is, and this is just me, okay, is don't get AI4, because they're at the end of the life cycle of AI4. Even though Elon says that, I mean, he said a lot of things, take that with a grain of salt, but don't get AI4, wait and get AI5. I mean, unless you get in a bad crash or you need another car, then yes, it's probably worth it to get a car. There's no reason to wait. I think it's stupid to wait if you need another car. But if you don't need another car, why not wait? Anyway, this whole thing is just crazy to me, that people are upset and angry, and I think a good portion of them, again, don't know that V14 Lite is coming, and they will get a free hardware upgrade in the case that it doesn't operate the way it's needed to be able to sit in the back seat. That day will come. We just have to be patient. And I've said that 1,000 times in my videos. Patience is key. Trust, patience. Trust and patience. I know it's hard. I know it's really hard. But Elon is different from other CEOs, in my humble opinion. He's very different because he will get the timelines wrong. He's not perfect, okay? He says things to push innovation more than anything else. He's not saying this to purposely deceive his audience. He's certainly not his fans or the people that buy his products. He's not saying this to deceive them and to pull the rug out under their feet. It's certainly not a scam. I know some people they really honestly think that that's what's going on, but it's not. Newsflash, it's not. Tesla's doing their best. Elon's doing his best. But the thing that makes Elon different, and then I'll end it here, is that he eventually follows through. He, unlike other CEOs and other innovators and owners of companies, a lot of them, they'll have a short-term focus. They'll focus on a little bit and then say, okay, I'm done. Elon said, hey, we can land rockets back on Earth. I'm confident we can save money on it. And he did not give up. Same thing with all the cars and when he first got started with Tesla. Same thing with PayPal. This is again and again where he's stuck through it, and he will go into the trenches. Read the book if you haven't, from Walter Isaacson on Elon Musk, his biography. It is fascinating because this man operates differently. First of all, he doesn't sleep very much, and that in and of itself is like a miracle. I don't know how people like that function, but bottom line is that you have to have trust and you have to have patience. Trust and patience. Believe me, it will pay off. But hey, if you need another car, go out and buy another car. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you can wait, then wait for AI 5. That's all, guys. Thanks. I'll see you in the next one.